Next up, she's a junior criminology and justice studies major from Uniontown, Ohio. From Kara Stouffer's class is Haylee Grenus.
Sobre los beneficios de conocer múltiples idiomas. Translation, good evening. Today we are going to talk about the benefits of knowing multiple languages. Being bilingual can improve multiple facets of your life, but more specifically, it can improve your marketability as an employee. So who here has taken a foreign language course? All right, so almost all of us. I personally took about 5 years of Spanish, and I dreaded going to that class every single day. But today, I'm extremely grateful I went through that. So we almost all took a foreign language course, and we will all need jobs one day. That's why we're here at college, right? To improve our chances of getting the job we want. Being bilingual only improves on those chances even more. I want you to download Duolingo tonight and complete a quick lesson in the language of your choosing. Eventually, I want you to be practicing that language every single day. So first, we'll talk about the current job market, and then we'll talk about how you can improve your chances of being hired, and lastly, we'll talk about some more specific advantages of being a bilingual employee in the workplace. So, let's talk about why you need an upper hand in today's job market. In a study by Jason Abel, Richard Dietz, and Yakin Su, published in January of 2014 in a journal titled Current Issues in Economics and Finance, they stated that about 50% of current college graduates aged 22 to 27 are underemployed. And what that means is that almost half of college graduates aged 22 to 27 are overqualified for the job they currently have. Now, if we look at college graduates in general, aged 22 to 65, that number only drops to about 35%. Still not very great. Nowadays, employers tend to focus on unique skills and talents. That's why they ask you about outside activities or hobbies that you do. To have a diverse staff helps them prepare for diverse situations they could encounter. So something that seems completely irrelevant that you do in your spare time could prove extremely useful in the workplace. Being bilingual, for example, has shown to help people be better at identifying and predicting patterns, better with analysis, and better at critical thinking and problem solving. Having those skills could be the final push an employer needs to hire you over somebody else. Now, since we've established why you need an upper hand in the workplace, let's talk about how learning a second language can give you that competitive edge you need. One option is to take an in-person class, and you can do that here right at Kent State University, which is pretty convenient, right? Taking an in-person class will gradually immerse you in the language, and teachers often enforce rules about speaking exclusively in that language for the duration of the class. That constant use of your language improves your understanding of its grammar and vocabulary. For students who prefer more structure in their learning, this is the option for them. It also helps if you need that outside influence to push you to practice a little bit more. Another option is to take an online course. One I mentioned earlier, Duolingo, provides that exact service. They have courses in over 33 different languages, and those courses provide short lessons on vocabulary and grammar that increase in complexity as you move on. You could also use an online chat service, and this means that you'll be having a real-life conversation with a real-life person from around the world. Oftentimes, you'll be helping them with their target language while they help you with yours. So you'll be making a new friend from somewhere around the globe, learning a new language, all from the comfort of your own bedroom, which is pretty cool. By taking an online or an in-person course, you'll be actively tackling the issue of marketing yourself to employers. Even knowing just a few key terms in your field could help give you a head start in your career. Now that you know how you can learn a language, let's imagine what it would be like if you took one of those steps. First, let's say you work for an international business. You could find yourself translating in a board meeting or communicating your own ideas directly to the person you're pitching to. No matter what you do, if you plan on communicating to a lot of people, you'll need someone who can communicate effectively with them. So why not have that person be you? On November 3rd, 2015, the US Census Bureau published a report on their official site, census.gov, that stated that at least 350 languages are spoken in American homes. That's 350 different languages in one country. This means that it's likely that you'll work with or work for someone who isn't necessarily fluent in your native language. And that's where being bilingual helps. A few summers ago, I worked at a local pool and campsite called Clearwater. It was a pretty mundane job most of the time, but one day a Hispanic family came and visited our campsite. And the children spoke Spanish and English really well, but the adults had a bit more trouble with the English. Because I had taken however many years of Spanish up at that point, I could help them. I could translate information for them, answer their questions, and even help them order food from the concession stand. I never thought I'd have to use Spanish so soon in my life, but I'm so grateful that I was ready to meet that opportunity head on. Not only did I get to connect with a family, but I helped them enjoy our campsite to the best of their ability. And after that day, I could confidently put that I'm sufficiently fluent in Spanish on my resume, and my boss can attest to how my specific skill set helped his business that summer. So let's review. We talked about why we need to get a competitive edge in today's job market. Then we talked about how learning a second language satisfies that need. And lastly, we highlighted some specific examples of those advantages in the workplace. Being bilingual will prove useful to you and your work because you'll have a better ability to communicate with the people around you. After the rest of these wonderful speeches, I'm challenging you to download Duolingo tonight and complete just one lesson. Then I want you to try to complete a lesson at least once a week. But eventually, I want you to be practicing your target language for at least 15 minutes every single day. I'll leave you with a little Spanish saying that I enjoy, and that is, en la variedad está el gusto. And that basically means, variety is the spice of life. So spice up your life a little bit and learn a second language. Thank you.